Channel disclaimer. Hello to all my fans. My work is 100% unique and contains no AI material. However, before you watch any of my content, please note that language, imagery, subjects and storylines are all subject and in need of this trigger warning disclaimer. Topics such as horror, gore, occult, blood, murder, death and weapons are just a few of the things that come up in my work. It's not for the faint-hearted, and therefore advisory discretion is most definitely needed for anyone wishing to view it. If after hearing this you are still interested in my dark and wonderful creations, then please feel free to watch and comment on my work to let me know your view. I own 100% copyright to all material on this channel as of 28th of the 9th, 2025, and I forbid anyone from copying, editing, or manipulating in any way without my prior written consent. Thank you for listening. This novella was printed in 2023. Copyright, all rights reserved to author Jet Hipwell. All characters within this novella are fictional and should not bear any resemblance to any actual living person. Time to Die, a novella by Jet Hipwell. Chapter 1. The Riverbank. Along the riverbank the sun began to set. Tall woodland trees secluding the small camping spot placed perfectly in the clearing. A small tent for shelter and a roaring wood fire for the evening's heat. As Jet and Sarah sit supping cider from cans, laughing and relaying past history like they were teenagers again. The calm waters can be heard beneath the rustling of the trees. As dawn approaches, Sarah breaks the laughter with a more serious line of conversation. So the big sea has got me good, hon. You know I'm going to die, right? The question left open and unanswered. I want you to help me. Die, I mean. Jet looked perplexed and shocked at the statement. Chemo hasn't worked, radiotherapy didn't work, fuck, even the herbal bullshit didn't work. You know I even tried a voodoo healer? She laughs as if there's no care in the world. Jet, come on, you have to help me. I don't want to end up a vegetable in pain and gasping for my last breath. Let's do something mental, go out with a bang, or at least do something that's, make me drift to sleep and not wake up. I don't want to go through all this pain and trauma. And I know you know how to do that stuff. You're like Miss Herbalist 101 down there. She laughs again, looking longingly at Jet for an answer. No one even knows we're here. Sarah Christian had been suffering with thyroid cancer and battling for over a year now to survive. At 36, she had suffered a long life of eating disorders, heart problems, medication overdoses, and endless lines of self-harm and mutilation. Hospitals and specialists around the country, all failing at easing her suffering, and after several failed attempts at therapy, she had made the choice to end her own life. Jet remained quiet as she stared intently into the flames, Sarah not even realising that Jet had already thought long and hard about euthanasia and had already made up her mind on the matter. So will you help me? Sarah said, all big smiles and doe-eyed. Jet pondered on the words and replied rather cryptically, Dude, you know what? I probably will. She laughs and retrieves 2 more cans from the hamper. For now, we drink and party. It's just us in the woods, baby, just us in the woods. They both begin to howl at the now slowly rising moon, laughing and drinking long into the night. After the night of teenage antics, both Sarah and Jet settled down for the night, sleeping bags tucked up tight and a small headlamp illuminating the tent. Sarah, being exhausted, was the first to fall asleep. Jet, however, could not get the thought of killing someone out of her head. Mumbling to herself, I have the perfect solution, right here in front of me. Rattling around in her overnight bag, producing a hypodermic needle and a vial of clear liquid. It was pure, fast-acting insulin, 100 millilitres exactly. Jet knowing full well that when her blood sugar was in the 30s and high off the meter's scale, a mere 16 units would bring her back to normal. Having been diabetic nearly all her life, she knew that the astronomical amount of insulin would cause diabetic coma and death. She's already asleep. It's what she wanted, Jet whispered to herself, slowly filling the syringe full to the brim. I considered this for myself too once, you know. It has to be a peaceful way to go, surely. Sarah slept peacefully beside her, totally unaware that this would be her last time to dream. Unzipping and pulling back the sleeping bag, Jet slowly exposed the top of Sarah's body, rolling the cover down, Sarah stirring gently, rolling onto her front and exposing the top side of her ass cheeks. Perfect, Jet muttered, breathing slow and deep. She placed the syringe over Sarah's skin, gently pressing down. The needle went in with ease as the plunger went down slowly and the liquid began to disperse, until all 100 units were gone. Jet releases the syringe and covers Sarah's body with the sleeping bag, keeping a close eye on her breathing, as the insulin would take 20 minutes to half an hour to take effect. Knowing what she had done, Jet could no longer sleep, her mind racing a million directions. Sitting outside the tent, back at the fire, Jet contemplates the idea of why she doesn't feel upset. I've just killed my friend, yet I feel nothing. What the hell is wrong with me? At that moment, a loud coughing and gargling sound came from inside the tent, Jet racing to see what was happening. Sarah's body was convulsing and twitching, on and off white foam oozing from one side of her mouth, while one last rattle and a huge gasp. She was gone. Fuck! Jet was now panicking slightly. Dude, I'm so sorry. It was meant to be peaceful, not like this. On secondary panic, Jet then choked and checked for a pulse. She was definitely gone. Now what the hell do I do with you? Again, Jet shocked herself at how calm and unemotional she felt about the whole thing. I have a river. River leads to a small lake. That'll do nicely. Collecting her bag and basket of food, Jet started to clear the tent, all contents outside bearing that of the dead body. Removing the poles one by one, the satin domed tent collapsed upon itself, covering Sarah's silhouette. Tired and adrenaline hyped, Jet then rolled Sarah's body up in the tent, adding stones as she went around. Once tied up with guy ropes and tape and filled as much as she could with weight, Jet then made her way to the riverbank, dragging Sarah's body along the grass so as not to rip and tear the fabric. At the water's edge, again, the thought popped into her head. I murdered my friend, and now I'm disposing of the body. What the hell? She said aloud as she rolled the body into the water. Slow and steady, the orange bulge began to sink and bubble as it sloped into the depths of the reeds and marine plants. The ripples and bubbles take a while, but eventually they come to a stop, leaving only the woodland noises and the sound of the river behind. I killed my friend, but that's what she wanted, and Jesus, I don't feel bad about it. Jet headed back to the campsite as rain slowly started to come down, killing any remaining remnants of the fire. Collecting her belongings and filling the rucksack, she headed for the short walk home. As she arrived home, the thoughts started to swirl, throwing the camping gear into the porch and heading straight for the kettle. A strong, warm brew was needed. Do I have no heart? She thought to herself, stirring the contents of the cup and reaching for the tobacco pouch in her back pocket. After the smoke was rolled, Jet sat at the dining room table. I need a brain dump. Where's my diary? Jet often sat and wrote for hours, using the pages to clear her head of any unwanted thought or emotion. Looking up at the clock, it read 2 a.m. The phone rings. Thank you for listening. There you have it, folks. I hope you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel for all future videos and projects. Goodbye.